Hey y'all, welcome to My Way of Life. My name's Tim. So I'm making this video. This is not about any instruction or anything like that. But, I do spend some time on Facebook to connect with my friends from high school, sometimes distant relatives, you know, whatever. Sometimes just to swap jokes between close friends. All right. And I keep seeing the same thing over and over and over again on Facebook. Racial tensions, people screaming at each other, white people screaming at black people for being racist, black people for screaming at white people for being racist. And it's all because they don't conform to their ideology. This is where opinions come in. You've heard me mention opinions in my last two videos. Everybody has them. But our opinions are part of what makes us individuals. Okay? For example, I don't like Fords. Okay? It's my opinion. It's based on some of my experiences. It's not to say that Fords are bad trucks. They're not. Okay? I happen to like Dodge. Some of you will make fun of me just because I like Dodge. Well, hey, it is what it is. If you can't ram it, dodge it. But again, it's just my opinion. I'm not going to fight with somebody to make them like Dodge and not like Ford. That's kind of ridiculous. Although I'd be open to sit down and talk with somebody about it, which I have done multiple times. Okay, but so one of the things I did this morning in preparing for this video was I looked up just on Google. Okay, so like anybody can type into Google definition of racism. Okay, and I would like to think that we would all get the same results. And yes, I'm smoking because that's how much our nation is stressing me the fuck out. Sorry. But it's interesting because there's actually, even though they're tied together, there's actually two definitions to the word racism. Okay, so racism, as defined by what you can find on Google, is prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against a person or people based on their membership of a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginal. Okay, the bullet point below that says a belief that different races possess distinct characteristics, abilities, or qualities, especially so as to distinguish them as inferior or superior to one another. So it's funny because I've read this now a couple times, and I've looked at it, and I've tried to kind of pick it apart. I'm a bit of a thinker. Sorry. So basically, everybody that's running around, everybody. Okay, I don't care what color you are. Even personally, I don't care what color you are. Everybody that is, beating up people because they have a Trump hat, or because their skin is white, or because their beard's turning gray. They have a black T-shirt on. Whatever the reason is, that's actually a form of racism. Okay, it's also a form of bigotry. I personally, in my life, have no room for racism whatsoever. I turn 48 pretty soon, and I don't ever really remember seeing a nation divided as it is today. And it actually makes me sick, okay? Just to be honest, it really does, okay? Give you a brief little example as far as like how I roll and how, some of my friends roll. I'm going to do a name drop, and I apologize to her, but I have a friend that I graduated high school with. Her name is Mara. I'm not going to say her last name. She was always a very nice girl in high school. I didn't really have any contact with her after high school because we all went our separate ways and had lives, and she got married, had kids, I got married, had kids, whatever. I do remember, I believe we were in 8th grade math class together. But anyway, she and I have differences, like drastic differences of opinion. Okay, but and it's open on Facebook. Like we do it openly. Anybody can go on and read my post or her post or whatever, us going back and forth. But the funny thing is that there is not one malicious word said in all of our conversations. She hates Trump. I'm for Trump. Sorry, But at the same time, it's her opinion and my opinion. It's her point of view and my point of view. Okay? I don't agree with her side, but she doesn't agree with my side. And that's perfectly fine. Okay? Everybody is entitled to believe what they believe. By telling them they shouldn't believe that, or you can't look at it that way, you have to subscribe to my way of thought. Guess what? according to Google definition, that's a bit of racism. Okay, um, it's kind of, it really does make me sick. Okay, we're all in this shithole together. Okay, life is what you make it. If you want your life to be full of anger and regret and just, you know, never be in a happy place, never enjoy life, by all means, keep doing what you're doing. Okay, um, I have no room for racism in my life. I have, I guess, for lack of a better term, and you know, but I've got black friends, I've got white friends, I've got Hispanic friends, I have Taiwanese friends. I personally don't care. Okay, it's all about how you treat me. If you're nice to me, I'll be nice to you. You're an asshole to me, I'm going to be an asshole to you. Okay, it's just the way it is. All right. Now, in some cases, I'm going to ask you, you know, hey, why are you being an asshole? Um, but what's going on today really just needs to stop. There are these, you know, quote unquote woke people. You're not woke. You're no better than the person you're screaming at. I have news for you. I don't care if you have a college degree or a doctorate or never graduated high school. You're no better than they are. You put your pants on one leg at a time, one shoe at a time. So do they. You earn your living one way or another. Okay? I don't care if it's unemployment or, you know, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. But you earn a living one way or the other. So does that next person. Okay? It's a similar thing with believing in God. I believe in God. I was raised Catholic. I look at myself more of a Christian than I am a Catholic. That doesn't mean that I don't respect people of other religions. Okay? That I don't respect people that are Muslim or Jewish or Methodist or Protestant. You know, it's all about what you want to believe, what you know, what makes you feel good, what makes you sane, what brings you peace. Okay, peace is funny because everybody screams for it, nobody really wants it. Okay, peace is being able to wake up in the morning, look at yourself in the mirror, be happy with what you see. Okay, looking forward to the day, knowing that, okay, I got to go to work. Right now I'm working third shift. You know why? Because my boss needs me to. Okay, whatever. You know, I go in at 10, I work till 6. So be it. I'd rather work first shift, but, you know, whatever. I'd rather be independently wealthy too, but that ain't going to happen either. So, you know, we all need to just kind of take a step back, take a deep breath, and chill. That person, regardless of where they come from, regardless if they're male or female, that's your brother or your sister, okay? You can get a lot farther by sitting down and talking with somebody. My sugar went out. You can get a lot farther by sitting down and talking with somebody and having an open dialogue, a peaceful conversation, okay? Not yelling and screaming at each other like a bunch of morons. Sit down and have a conversation. Let them tell you what they believe, okay? And if you don't understand, ask them why. Let them explain it to you. They may come across with a point that you haven't thought of. Happens all the time, okay? And hopefully in return, they'll give you a chance to explain what you believe. And hopefully they'll ask you why. Maybe you can give them a point that they haven't thought of, okay? That's the whole thing with, you know, communication and discussion. I know we've kind of like, you know, relationships end over lack of communication, and it's stupid because it's such a simple thing. You know, it's sitting down and listening to what the other person has to say. Oh, no, I don't care what you think. You know, shut up. Sit down and pay attention, okay? You're not risking anything. You're not causing yourself physical damage or harm by sitting down and listening to somebody and what they have to say. And if you don't understand, ask why. Anyway, part of what's going on in America, I do blame the media, okay? It's funny how the media, you know, alters the perception. They show you what they want you to see, okay? Because basically what it all comes down to, they're in it for ratings, okay? The more people that watch their show, the higher the ratings are, the more they can sell their advertising for. So, you know, these drug companies and you know, I don't know, I don't watch TV much anymore, but, you know, all these commercials you see on TV, the higher the TV show ratings are, is the more that the production company can charge the people to advertise during their show, okay? In fact, ironically, the NFL is a mastermind at that. Okay, to put a commercial during the Super Bowl is like, I don't know, $1 or $2 million for a 30-second clip. It's like, you got to be kidding me, you know. But it's all because, you know, a bunch of us assholes sit down and watch football, which I won't be doing this year. So anyway, so this is out to the, you know, all the people that are battling over ideology, and you need to believe what I need to believe. And if not, you're a racist, or you're a piece of shit, or you're a scumbag, or, you know, whatever. I got news for you guys. All lives matter. Mine, yours, your parents, your families, my families, my ex-wife's, everybody's lives matter. Okay? Think about this. We have had brilliant inventors. Think about Tesla. Okay? Let's say his life didn't matter. He was bumped off by some guy that said, well, you don't believe what I want to believe, so I'm going to kick the shit out of you. And he dies. You know all you people out there that are driving the Tesla cars, you know, Elon Musk wouldn't be a multi-gazillionaire if that happened. Okay? Think about our founding fathers. They didn't believe what, you know, blah, 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 blah. All of a sudden, there's no United States. Think about your parents. Let's do it closer to home. Think about your parents or your brother or your sister. Okay? They get beaten up because they don't believe what somebody else believes, and they get killed. Guess what? If it's your parents, you no longer exist. You wouldn't be here. You wouldn't have affected my life or anybody else's lives that you came in contact with. So, to these people, all of them that are going ballistic, jumping in front of trucks, stopping cars, you know, screaming profanity, screaming into police officers' faces, you know, stop. You want somebody to see your point of view? You want to make a point, you know, trying to actually affect some change? Sit down peacefully and talk to somebody. It's amazing how much a quiet or a soft word with somebody goes a lot farther than to sit there and scream and yell. Because if you scream and yell at me, I'm not going to listen to you. I don't care. As far as I'm concerned, you're irrational, and there's no points you can make to me that are going to, you know, make me think any differently. Okay? I have news for you. It's the way most people are. Now, there's a couple other things that I'd like to bring up. For better or for worse, you know, whatever. But I do like watching some informative shows, and I'm very selective as to who I listen to that are out there in the media, and pay attention to what they have to say. Ben Shapiro is one of them, mostly because he's unbiased. He don't care. Okay, I don't care if you like him or not. He just doesn't care. He went after Trump years ago for when Trump flirted with the left, you know, and now I guess he's more conservative. But you know, he verbally went after Trump for that. He basically, you know, he's just unbiased. There's a lot of logic and there's a lot of fact in what he has to say. I like to look them up when I hear facts just to see if they're right or not. I get told a lot of crap from a lot of people, and you know, I don't know if it's true or not. So I just kind of look it up. You know, somebody once told me that Donald Trump was a pedophile. Okay, that actually makes me sick. So I looked it up. Yeah, no, he's not. Okay, you can look it up on Google. There was a civil case brought against him by some chick who, you know, 18 or 21 years old, whatever the hell it was, and it was mostly just because, you know, at the time you could put his name and Epstein's name together in the same sentence for the very rare, you know, exposure they had to each other. And Epstein was a piece of shit. Don't get me wrong. I'm not defending Epstein. I'm not even defending Trump. I'm just saying it was crap. There was a civil suit. You know what a civil suit is? Civil suit is basically saying, you know what? I don't like you. I'm going to say that you did something to me, and I'm going to hire an attorney, and I'm going to sue you for something that didn't happen. Here's the funny part to that. A little education. There's an act called the Dragonetti Act, okay, that was signed into law by the legislative branch in 1980. The Dragonetti Act basically allows the accused to turn around and sue the accuser as long as the charges were dismissed or as long as there was no, found evidence. So, of course, I wanted to make sure that I was defining the Dragonetti Act correctly. So I did what most Americans do. I looked it up on Google. So the Dragonetti Act is basically the person who was responsible for the legal action acted in a grossly negligent way, pursuing a case without probable cause. That means that the defendant, as long as, proven innocent, can turn around and sue the accuser. That's awesome. Thank God for, I love hearing stuff like that. The other thing, I mentioned Ben Shapiro. So the other thing, and I apologize to him if he ever sees this video and I am pronouncing his name incorrectly, but being half Dago, I can generally pronounce Italian last names pretty accurately. So Dan, I apologize if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly. Feel free to reach out and tell me how to say your name. But I believe it's pronounced Bongino. Okay, there's a guy named Dan Bongino, and Bongino, sorry, and he has a whatever you want to call it, a show, and it is aired on Facebook. I see an episode probably every day. The guy was a former Secret Service agent, so I'd like to assume that he knows what he's talking about. He sounds like a very educated man, speaks very well. So I tend to, pay a little attention to what he has to say. And if I can make any recommendations, before you start slandering people because of their beliefs, their color, the clothes they wear, how they look, you want to sit here and say, oh, sexuality is this, and this person is that, and this, and start, do me a favor, spend a few minutes, even if it's only like a minute or two a day, okay? Check out what Ben Shapiro has to say. He airs a lot of his, I guess you call it discussions that happen on college campuses and just, public discussions. And Dan Bongino, he makes a lot of good points, okay? Now, most of Dan's stuff is political, but considering his background, I understand why, okay? Ben's just kind of, it's political, it's scientific, he states facts, and the facts are accurate. And he's even on, you can see where he's doing a show, or he was invited to a show, and there's a bunch of panelists there, and he sits there and goes one-on-one with them. And the funny thing is, he doesn't yell, he doesn't throw a fit if somebody disagrees with him, or, he just states the facts. It is what it is. I really actually appreciate the man's composure, because he's able to keep his cool and back up what he says with facts. I appreciate that. Okay. So, and sorry guys, it's taking me this long to do another show. Life happens, been busy. But as always, I will invite you, if you have any questions or anything like that, comments, you want to call me an asshole, I don't care. Reach out to me, okay? Shoot me an email, whatever you want to do. In the meantime, like I said, please, just before you start acting insane and insulting people and take a step back, take a deep breath, and say, you know what, is this really going to do anything? Because honestly, it's probably not. You'd be better off sitting down with somebody and talking with them. So, in the meantime, it's hotter than hell outside. Enjoy the weather. Enjoy your summer. God bless y'all. And I hope you all stay safe amidst this secondary COVID outbreak. Please take care of your loved ones, your kids, your family, your parents. And, just be safe, be peaceful, live well, okay? Enjoy life, be happy. I'm telling you, being happy makes life so much easier, so much more enjoyable. All right? Take care. Bye-bye.